Hi everyone, here's one more way to look at doing that dichotomous chart. So I started here looking at the characteristics of all 4 of the bacteria that were used in that last clinical application, or also called that Medical Microbiology Mystery Part 1. So along the top I have A. faecalis, C. frungii, B. cereus, and B. megatherium. I then listed all the different characteristics we looked at: gram, morphology, capsule, spore formation, catalase, motility, hydrogen sulfide, indole, oxygen requirement, gelatin hydrolysis, and methyl red. Now some of you, and I may have commented about this already, some of you may have come up with some slightly different characteristics, and I may have asked you for a source. That's because some species listed here have strains that have slightly different morphology. If you want to use what I have here, that's completely fine. If you want to use what you found in your research, that is completely fine as well. So let's take a look here as my dog walks across it. Thank you, Daphne. All right. So if we look at how that dichotomous chart started, here she is. There's the dog helping me. Thank you, Daphne. Okay. Here we have bacteria, and you'll notice that I have there gram-negative versus gram-positive. The species that were gram-negative were the A. faecalis and the C. frungii. The species that were gram-positive were the B. cereus and the B. megatherium. Now I got lazy, so I started to abbreviate. The AF becomes A. faecalis, CF is C. frungii, BC is B. cereus, and BM is B. meg. Let's look at our gram-negatives first. That one was a little bit easier. You'll notice that both species are rod or bacillus shaped. Notice that there's nothing after that cocci. That is a dead end on this dichotomous chart, because we just simply didn't have any gram-negative cocci. But we did have the gram-negative rods, and the next characteristic that we looked at was whether or not they can make capsules. Now, based on what I found in my research, A. faecalis will produce a capsule, C. frungii will not, and that is where I stopped. If you got slightly different data, if you found that neither of those species produced a capsule, then you would keep going in this dichotomous chart. But that's where mine ends. That's what I needed to do to differentiate between those 2 species. Now, if we look at the gram-positive bacteria and morphology, both the BC and the BM are rods or bacillus. Again, we dead in here with the cocci just because there are not any gram-positive cocci that we were interested in. Both species produce capsules, so that no capsules becomes a dead end. Both species produce spores, so the no spores up here becomes the dead end. Both species are catalase positive, so the catalase negative becomes our dead end. Both are modal, so the non-modal becomes our dead end. Both are hydrogen sulfide negative, so the hydrogen sulfide positive becomes our dead end there. Notice we're just kind of taking it step by step. Here you'll see they are both indole negative. That's why the indole positive is that dead end. And then we get into oxygen requirement, and that finally is where we can start to differentiate between B. meg and B. cereus. And because we were able to identify them right here, we could stop here. Now obviously this means that the gram positive chart went a lot farther than that gram negative chart, but we had to go out this far to be able to show a difference between those 2 species. Again, that gram negative was pretty easy there. If you found the data that one produced capsules and one didn't. Before, I had actually written out data here looking at neither species producing capsule, and that's what you're seeing erased there. You don't have to follow that out, but when I did that, it ended with hydrogen sulfide production. Go ahead and use this if you want. I do want you to create your own so that you have an opportunity to do that, but I wanted to show you what that dichotomous chart looks like when I do it for those 4 species. Again, here is the data that I used, and one more reminder, you may have slightly different results based on subspecies or substrains of each of these. I hope that helps. Talk to you later.